Today, we are here to talk about vision boards and vision boarding and just having a vision for your year. I guarantee creating a firm vision and a concrete vision that's not just stuck in your head, but it's written down or it's visually created will be transformative for you. It was for me. If you're feeling kind of in a rut and you're feeling like, what is going on? This is a great tool to help kind of turn that around and get your juices flowing again for the new year. Anyone who does not know what vision boarding is, here's the definition. I'm super excited because we're going to cover why vision boarding is important and how to vision board with my best tips and tricks. Let's go. Now, if you haven't seen my other video about how I goal set, you might want to watch that before you watch this video because that's definitely a step that I take in advance. So I already figured out what I wanted to keep, start, or stop doing for 2022. And now this is the time that I kind of think about what I want to accomplish by the end of 2022. So on December 31st, 2022, what does the new and improved version of Sydney look like? That's literally the question I ask myself to kind of level set my mind for this exercise. If you want to start out on a piece of paper, which is usually what I do, I grab a piece of paper and I just put, this year I'm excited to accomplish ... and then stream of conscious flow. Honestly, I found that speaking to myself as if I am hearing the message from someone else is even more convincing. So oftentimes I'll script out what I'm going to hear from someone or what I want to hear from someone so that that thought becomes an ingrained belief and then manifests into reality. Don't believe me? Watch some videos. I'll link them below. So, vision boarding is important because if you mentally rehearse in your head what you want to create, then your neurons are literally firing that up, and those visualizations in your mind become thoughts, which held long enough become beliefs, which then manifest into reality. So vision boarding is low-key the first step from taking something intangible to it then becoming tangible. And I am proud to say that I have vision boarded 4 times already. I was thinking if I wanted to show it to you, but I don't because it's private and I'm not trying to have everything out there. But just know, there's a picture of the inside of a car and I now own said car. And I'm not even a car person. I didn't know I wanted this model or whatever. I just saw an inside of a car that I thought looked cool and I ended up getting that car. Now, you may be thinking, Sydney, if my thoughts create themselves, why do I need to do any of this? Good question. The reason it's important to have a tangible vision board is because it's something physical that you can remind yourself of what you're creating every single day. This literally is what helps me stay focused and keep getting up and going to the gym and keep eating healthy and keep hustling when I'm tired, because I can look at that board and be like, oh, this is what I'm going for. And other people have done it, I can do it too. Actually, I know someone personally that's done it, so I can definitely do it too. Vision boarding at the end of the day is a tool. It is not the end all be all. You can't just put something on a board and expect it to happen. You still have to hustle for it, but this is a great tool to keep you motivated throughout the year for that daily hustle and grind, okay? Moving on. How to vision board. Number 1, set the mood. Do whatever you need to do to make your space feel serene, to feel peaceful, to feel vibey. For me, that means lighting some incense, sitting in my office because I'm a low-key workaholic and I love that room, turning on my humidifier because I don't like stuffy air and the windows don't open in my office, so that's the closest thing I can get. That means turning on some indie because I love me some indie. And then number 2, pulling out your goals. So If you haven't seen my video that I've already done on my keeps, stops, and starts for 2022, then I highly recommend checking that out. I'll link it. But I pull that out. I intentionally think about what that future version of me looks like. So you can prompt yourself with the question, this year I'm excited to accomplish ... That kind of helps me just like stream of conscious, think about everything that I wanted to accomplish and what do I look like this version of me December 31st at the end of the year with all of that checked off, all of that done. How do I feel? How do I look? What do I have? So I think about that future version of me and then I go searching. Now, so that I don't get overwhelmed with all the content out there that's possible to put into a vision board, for example, Pinterest, Instagram, magazine clippings, blah, 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 blah. I remember that I'm only focusing on this year. This vision board is not the last vision board I will ever make. So that helps me kind of let go of a lot of anxiety. I'm like, oh, am I getting everything? Blah, blah, blah. So focusing on the goals that you already created, keeping it down to like 10 to 20 images, keeping it simple, quality over quantity, and focusing on how I actually feel when I see the images. So when you go surfing on the internet or looking at magazines, personally, I'm gonna be honest, I do not prescribe to the magazine clipping thing for vision boarding. You don't know what those models are going through. You don't know what those photographers' vibes are. You don't even know if what you're seeing in the image is real. You don't know if it's photoshopped. Like, I'm not a fan of it. I like to use my own personal pictures that I know I've taken or that are happy moments in my life that I want to create more of. Also, if you use pictures that were already yours, those are like gratitude moments. And I feel like mixing gratitude with inspiration is just a powerful combination. So I like to use pictures that I've taken, create my own images. So it's like maybe I curate an image in Canva or PowerPoint or Microsoft Word, whatever, and then print that out. But I like to use my own images or images from people that I actually know. So if I have a friend that went to Bali and maybe I want to manifest a trip to Bali this year, then I'm gonna go on their Instagram, screenshot their picture, and print that out and add that into my board. Now, I do not like to include other people's faces in the board because it's literally supposed to be a representation of you. So having other people's pictures, unless it's someone that you're trying to create or something like that, is just not for me. If it works for you, cool. These are just my tips. But I will screenshot somebody's body that I'm trying to manifest for myself and put a picture of my face over it so that it seems more real. Ultimately, whether you're using magazine clippings, Pinterest, Instagram, whatever to find the pictures, the point is to only use pictures that actually ignite a feeling within you. So when you look at the image, if you don't feel anything, don't put it on the board. This whole exercise is about inspiring you and motivating you on a daily basis. So if you already don't feel anything the first time you saw the picture, you're not gonna feel anything once you cut it out, paste it onto your board, and hang it up. So don't waste the time, keep it moving, and find a picture that actually gets your juices flowing, okay? A good rule of thumb is to look at an image, and if you don't feel anything, keep scrolling. If you feel something, put it to the side and save. Now, once you've collected all of your images, I personally like to use Canva because I can easily like copy and paste the images that I want to use either from my own archives or from other people's archives. The point is to get on like an 8x10 or 8x11 blank canvas, ideally virtually, so that you can like, you know, make it cute, move stuff around. It's a lot easier to do that on a computer for me than it is once I print it out. But if you want to print out individual pictures and glue them on a piece of paper, that's an option too. It does not matter The point is to get your images, collect them, put them together in a cohesive visual. Also, I recommend limiting the amount of words that you include in your vision board. I don't feel anything when I look at a paragraph. I feel something when I look at an image that visually represents where I'm trying to be. On my vision board, I have Brandon and I in the center, my husband. So that's the core of my universe, right? My marriage. And it's my favorite picture of us. We were literally laughing in the image, like real life. I forgot what happened, but something really happened and we were laughing. And we're looking at each other. And then I have word bubbles coming out of both of our heads. And he's saying to me, babe, can you believe we made X amount of dollars? I put a specific amount, which is another thing. Be specific. If you're gonna talk about money, put dollar signs. But be specific, and it says, babe, can you believe we made X amount of money this month? So it's like a conversation, and that allows me to envision that actually happening. That is something that I can visually think about, and I can visually wrap my head around. So that's what's in my vision board. Next, once you have all of your images collected, you can keep them digitally. There's tons of resources out there where people do that. I do not like that idea. The electronic waves that you're receiving the content in on a regular basis just is not spiritually in alignment for me. So that doesn't work for me. But if you're cool with that, do you. The point is to do what works for you. So I like to print the images out. I do make them larger so that I can just trim them and add them to the piece of paper, or I already printed the whole curated image that I already created. It's already one page, so I'm just trimming it and sticking it onto my vision board. Either way, I definitely print them out and stick them with either a glue or double-sided tape. Now, if you're extra fancy, you can frame your vision board and hang it up on the wall. I think that's a great way to do it. For me to see it on a regular basis, which is the goal, it needs to be somewhere that you see it all the time. That does not work for me. Personally, I have mine on normal paper. It's in a binder of other things that I look at every day, and that's what I carry with me. And I like that method because it can go with me wherever I am. However you choose to vision board, I hope you have a blast, because the whole point of this is to get inspired and consistently remind yourself of why you're hustling every day. Again, this is just a tool. You still have to get up and follow through with everything that you said you wanted to do. I have vision boards with me showing a ring and showing marriage and wanting to be married, and now I'm there. I have vision boards of me in a high skyscraper type floor to ceiling windows home. Now I'm there. There's so much that I put into my vision board that is now concrete. It is such a grateful experience to be able to look back on that and be like, this is where I was and this is where I am. Now go make those visions a reality. Bye.